All right, California's apology bill has officially been submitted. This bill is in relation to the reparations that the state is looking to pay out to African Americans. Just got submitted last week. As you all know, or hopefully you know, I am not a fan of reparations, at least in the form of cash. I'll talk about that after this video. All right, y'all tune in, drop a comment, let me know what you think. All right, it's Ricky Rich with Black Primacy. Please don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and turn on your notifications.
Let's talk about reparations. Now, the word is often used as a scare tactic from the right or a redistributionist fantasia from the left. But now we got something more concrete to work with, because California's official reparations task force just this weekend voted to approve its recommendations. Now, their final proposal, which will be submitted to the state legislature next month, covers more than the cost of slavery to its descendants. Remember, this is in a state that was on the Union side in the Civil War. Now, the package also proposes payments for decades of housing discrimination, healthcare disparities, and mass incarceration. Now,
I do like this breakdown. Health disparities, housing discrimination, mass incarceration, over policing. Probably add another bullet point in there. Employment discrimination. I mean, we can go all day, but if I had to add at least one more in there, it would be that. So, I mean, there's that. I mean, again, I'm not a fan of the reparations in form of cash. I don't think that a majority of the black folks that would get the reparations would do right with the money that we would get, and would only raise California and the states that do and the United States overall would only raise the cost to be here in order to justify that. So it's like, you give me $1, but you raise the price of everything an extra $1. What is that really doing, right? So, and we know that that's what's going to happen. It happens every time a demographic is given more economically. The same thing happens in California. Same thing just happened out here in California when they raised the minimum wage for the fast food workers. I went to go get a Chipotle burrito not too long ago. Chipotle burritos almost doubled in price. So that's what's going to happen to healthcare, housing, and other areas that are, that are being paid out for in this reparation bill. So not only will most of us get the money and squander it because we don't understand finance, but the cost for everyone else who probably would know what to do with the money is just going to skyrocket to the point where they just break even anyway. So I'm against it.
Their calculations are based on equations that look like this. But the bottom line is that eligible individuals could receive up to $1.2 million each. And some economists estimate, get this, it could cost California taxpayers between $500 and $800 billion with a B.
I'll take 1.2 million.
This is much bigger than California's total budget, which is currently facing a $22 billion deficit, despite having one of the highest state tax rates in the nation. So that's a significant practical problem, right? Compounded by the fact that reparations are broadly unpopular. Get this, a 2021 Pew study found that more than 2/3 of Americans oppose reparations. And that includes majorities of every age group, income range, and racial demographic, except for African Americans. Look, now, race is a fundamental.
This statistic or these numbers here are just dumb, in my opinion. I can be against reparations and point out that this is stupid. Okay, because anybody who's not getting the money, I mean, just plain and simple, anybody who's not due the reparations are going to vote against it, right? So of course, 77% of African American, hell, if 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 this actually goes to a legitimate vote, I would vote for it, even though I don't agree with it and I don't want it. I would vote for it. Still going to benefit me, right? Um, and damn sure if it wasn't benefiting me, I would vote against it for the same exact reasons that that I disagree with it to begin with. It's going to make the cost of everything else go up, and those of us who either would do right with the money and try and figure it out, or those of us who don't get the money at all are going to bear the brunt of the financial, I guess, setback from this. You know, from a state-wide perspective. But these numbers here are dumb. This makes absolutely no sense. Absolutely no sense. You bring a bunch of people that are not being benefited by the reparations, and you ask them how they feel about it. Of course, they're going to say they don't want reparations. Shout out to the Hispanic community though for for being pretty high up there. Almost 40% of them are supporting it. That's interesting. That's an interesting number. And look, it does go by age range, because I mean, you look at the younger crowd, almost half of them support it, regardless of race. And you look at the older crowds, and you look at the older crowds, and almost over 80% of them are against it. So there's a generational perspective difference there as well. But overall, this is dumb.
Fault line in our country, rooted in the original sin of slavery that extended through segregation. Massive resistance to multiracial democracy is a recurring theme in our politics. But hundreds of billions in cash-based reparations, while perhaps morally appealing, are likely going to be counterproductive when it comes to uniting the nation going forward. Dealing with enduring inequities will require a more inclusive approach. Like this, listen to what then presidential candidate Barack Obama said to CNN back in 2008.
The best reparations we can provide are good schools in the inner city and jobs for people who are unemployed. Strategies that invest in lifting people out of the legacy of slavery and Jim Crow, but that have broad applicability and allow us to build coalitions to actually get these things done. That, I think, is the best strategy.
And I agree with Obama 100%. I think this video is over.
And that's...
Yeah. I agree with Obama 100% on that. I think there can be more than just, more than that. But I agree with his thought process on giving African Americans the tools to be more successful. Because cash just won't do it. I stated before, I'll state a million times more that we already had a sense of what it would be like to get reparations when those PPE loans went out. And a lot of folks in the Black community, a lot of folks a lot of folks I know, were able to take advantage of that and did nothing with it. They're still in the same position that they were 4 years ago. Right, you got a $20,000, $30,000, $40,000, $50,000 check. Now, mind you, that's not the same as a $1.2 million check. But if you can't do anything with $20,000, what are you gonna do with $1 million? It's going to be the same thing, you know, times 20 or however much times 100, you know? So yeah, it's not that I am against reparations. I'm against reparations in the form of cash. We as African Americans do not understand finance the way we should, and we do not seek to understand finance the way we should. And so this is a good video for me to do, because I'm sure there'll be a lot of people clicking on it because I'm going to title it in such where it looks interesting as it relates to getting some cash. But you know, this is a good conversation to have about us, or a good time for me to mention the fact that we need to get out and understand finance much better than we do. We need to take some time out every day, understand finance, understand our financial situation, understand how we can better our financial situation. Stop investing in things that are not economically or do not contribute to our future economically, right? And when I say investing, I mean buying stuff, because a lot of us are not investing at all, or not investing enough for our future. But I mean literally taking our money and buying things that have zero value to our future, right? Investing in these companies through purchases and not reaping any future economic reward from it. We need to stop doing that. And until we do not need a check for $1.2 million. Now, I'll take it. I will gladly take it. I'll gladly take it. And selfishly, you know, I want this for myself, you know, selfishly, but I'd be okay with it being taken down out of the bill, or the bill being struck down in the court, because I know from a community standpoint, we cannot handle it. We just can't handle it. And it would further ruin the culture. I guarantee you, if we got those checks, probably 90% of us will quit our jobs, which would be the absolute most foolish thing to do. You get a $1.2 million check, you invest that, and you keep on working. $1.2 million is not enough. It's not enough for you to quit your job. Right? You invest that and you keep on working. All things being equal, obviously. If you got a business idea, I would say throw some money, you know, get your business going. If you want to go to school, I would say go to school full time. But just quitting your job and thinking that this is the end all be all, you'll be right back in the unemployment line in 5 or 6 years, guaranteed, with the mentality that we have as a culture. Except you'll be 5 or 6 years older. So there's that. Y'all let me know what y'all think. Y'all want reparations? Or are you on the same thought process as myself and Obama on this? What y'all think? Huh? Y'all let me know in the comments. It's Ricky Rich with Black Primacy. Please don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and turn on your notifications.